Hey guys, what's up? It's the Merc here from Poolshed Games, and today is another day of the quest for gaming at college. This is the second to last episode of the quest for gaming at college this season. Next week we'll be wrapping up our campaigns and packing the characters away until next semester. So that'll be a thing. However, this episode, we're going to talk about D&D and how sometimes it's really easy to get distracted and not feel like you get anything done, but get things done. And we're going to talk about the Dark Heresy campaign that I'm running. So, jumping right into it with D&D. Monday night, we got together for D&D as we usually do, and gamer ADD was in full effect. Now, anybody out there that has played a role-playing game with a bunch of friends where you play for, 4, maybe 5 hours, you know that occasionally you just get super distracted. You get pulled off into other things, random conversations, jokes. I was in full effect Monday night, and it bogged down the campaign slightly, and I'm sure you guys have run into this if you are big into playing pen and paper RPGs. If you have, you can leave a comment telling maybe your favorite or least favorite experience with a group just getting completely sidetracked in the comments. But all in all, despite the distraction, despite getting pulled off topic more than once, we did manage to get progression. Our DM kind of omitted one encounter because he wanted us to get towards the end point, and from what I can pertain, come next Monday we will be either finishing the campaign or hitting a good enough cliffhanger to leave it hanging until next semester. The downside to next semester is 2 of our players will be leaving. It's good for them, they're graduating. Congratulations, guys. But, it'll make the group a little bit smaller, and we'll miss having them around to joke with and roll dice with. You form a funny bond of camaraderie with your fellow D&Ders, and it's a good thing. It's part of the social experience that I feel role-playing games, funnily enough, encourages. And it's only funny because usually when people talk about role-playing games like D&D or Pathfinder or any game, they try to make it out like it's not a social experience and the people that play them aren't social. Well, you got to be social to play those games because you got to sit in a room with between 2 to however many other people and interact and play a game. So it teaches you how to work as a group, and it teaches you social interaction skills. And you make good friends doing so. And I think that's probably a good enough reason for anybody to give role-playing a shot, aside from the fact that it's really fun. Kind of moving on with D&D, I think not all of our characters are going to die at the end of the semester like they did last semester, because our Dwarven Fighter was told that his character can become something else if it lives. I believe my Cleric is going to ascend to sainthood if he survives the encounter. So hopefully next semester we'll have an interesting group of dynamic characters that will continue on from where they left off this semester. Now, moving into Dark Heresy, things are going well. I think I'm starting to get the hang of how to adjust encounters to make them scary enough that the players feel like there is a legitimate chance their characters are going to die, without said encounters being obnoxiously unwinnable by my players. And for me, that's huge. It's a very helpful thing, because normally in D&D, it's really easy to gauge how to change encounters. But in Dark Heresy, it's a little tougher because, you need to know what skills, what talents, what traits your NPCs you're throwing at your players have. And you've got to understand how the abilities your players have work as well. I will say that just like in D&D, the entire group has horrible luck with rolling. It seems like in our Dark Heresy group, our poor tech priest has just terrible luck rolling dice. He's failed tech use checks that he really shouldn't fail. And Tuesday night, he was trying to shoot bad guys that were within a close distance, and he shot everything but the bad guys, including a bird, the side of a building. So yeah, that was a thing, and it was pretty funny because while the tech priest randomly tried to shoot the people sent to attack him and the cleric with his eviscerator, which is just a giant two-handed chainsaw, hacked every one of the bad guys to little tiny pieces. Blood everywhere. It was hilarious. And also, funnily enough, I was asked if we would do a little bit more investigation in this scenario I'm running now. And I said, yeah, sure, that's not a problem. And the first person to ask when he was going to get to hack things to little pieces with his new weapon was the same player that asked when there was going to be investigation. So it's a good illustration of how sometimes players just don't know what they want. Over the summer, I'm going to be picking up the 2nd edition rulebook, and we've decided as a group we're going to look through it, see what the changes are. If we like them, we'll implement them. If we don't, we won't. And if there's some we like, some we don't, we'll mush the 2 editions together, because as gamers, it's what we can do. Also, I'm pretty sure that we're going to have a guest sitting in watching us tonight to see if maybe next semester he'll want to play if he has time. And that's a good thing, because it's nice to grow the group a little bit. But aside from that, I'm still plugging through the Shadowrun book to try to learn the rules to run it over the summer for some friends. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you want to leave a comment about maybe your favorite or least favorite time your gaming group has gotten distracted around the gaming table and either hilarity or rage has ensued, please leave it in the comments below. And we'll see you next time here at Bullshit Games.